Hello everybody, it's back! Football is back, thank God for that. 2 days of no Euros and we've got withdrawal symptoms. But remember, it's coming home. But let's get into it. These 2 days of quarterfinals. Grealish to miss out for England. Grealish to miss out? I don't know why I said miss out. Grealish to miss out for England. Will that happen? Will there be players rested? There's talk of that. And what worries me about that is when the media start talking about resting players, as we saw days before Germany, the media were talking about a back five, and so it came to pass. I think that let's start off with England before we talk about the Italy and the Switzerland and the Denmark games. Not forgetting that Belgium, Czech Republic and Switzerland are playing in those Spain are playing in those games. But no, I mean, look, for me, Ukraine tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We've got all the watch-alongs on this channel, of course. Can't wait for those. But the reality is, don't underestimate Ukraine. They played, I mean, I know I said it was a bye to the semi-finals, and that's not in a disrespectful way. That's in a confident, should-be way. If we lose to Ukraine tomorrow, people will go mad. So how is it disrespectful to say that that's a bye to the semi-final? Because if you are a France or you are a Germany or whatever, then you should look at Ukraine as a bye to the semi-final. Because in the quarter-final, you might be expecting to play a France or a Portugal or whoever. And we're playing Ukraine. And Ukraine have called it a free hit themselves. They're the underdogs. We are the favourites. We must not underestimate them. There must be no drop-off. Get 3 Lions playing for the next couple of days at St George's Park or wherever they're staying. And let's go get it. Should we be making changes? Not really. I mean, look, the only changes I would make are the changes I would have made before. I would like to see Bellingham in that midfield. I would like to see Henderson in that midfield. Now, how you do that? Would you drop Calvin Phillips? Would you drop Declan Rice? I just don't think Rice and Phillips give us enough creativity. And I mean, it's an enhanced version of McTominay and Fred for Manchester United, where McTominay and Fred they're not terrible players, but they don't, as a pair, it's 2 players on a pitch. You know, that's a large percentage of your players. It's 20%, isn't it? 2 players is 20% of your outfield output, and they're in the middle of the park. And I don't think Rice and Phillips bring enough creativity from the midfield. They both do quite a similar job, and I think Bellingham or Henderson would. So I would make that change, but if he doesn't make that change, that's fine. We did beat Germany. But I certainly wouldn't be rotating. I wouldn't be bringing Chilwell in at left back. I wouldn't be bringing Mings in for Maguire. I wouldn't be changing... I wouldn't be taking out Kane to give Calvert-Lewin a run out. We are 3 games away from the final. At this point, it's not the 3rd group game. This is the game to go and get it. So I don't want to see players being rested. I think that's disrespectful. And I think that, Ukraine could win this game if they're up for it, which they will be, if they're organised, which they will be, and we perform badly or we're not flowing, which we could do, then Ukraine could take this to penalties, or worse, they could grab a win in normal time. So we've got to be on it from minute 1. I suspect we will be. I think Harry Kane with a goal in him. We haven't seen the real Harry Kane until that moment. Sterling's looking at the golden boot. Grealish has been fantastic. I mean, look, on Jack Grealish, let's talk about that. Grealish to miss out. I was speaking yesterday on the United Stand with Ricky, Jordan and Kev, and there was a great point made that, maybe Grealish shouldn't start. Maybe Grealish should be a last 25-minute player. And you can have that sort of player. You can have a player that in the last 25 minutes comes on and does a good job. And as was said last night, I think Jordan said it. If the game starts with Grealish, the manager knows what to do with Grealish. If you bring him on with 25 minutes, it's harder to get your instructions across for Grealish, over halfway into a game. So will Southgate think, well, Grealish is more of an impact player, or will he start him? Personally, I would start him. We shouldn't be playing a back 5 against Ukraine. You play a back 4. Which gives you an extra, instead of 3 forwards, we should be playing 4 forwards, a number 10, 2 wider players. So Grealish should be getting in either as the number 10 with Saka and Sterling, or with Mount, Grealish and maybe Sterling with Saka back on the bench and Kane up front. So for me, Grealish 100% starts. I don't know what you think. But I do think that, look, when it comes to Grealish, England have scored 4 goals in this tournament, of which Grealish has had a part in 3. The only goal he had no part in was the goal he was not on the pitch for, which was against Croatia, which was Phillips to Sterling. Obviously, the goal against Czech Republic was a Grealish cross. And obviously, the Kane goal was a Grealish cross. And actually, the pass to Shaw for the cross for Sterling was from Grealish as well. So he's had massive involvement in 3 of our 4 goals. You can't ignore a player like that. You can't. If we're saying that Sterling's now undroppable because he's got 3 goals, Well, Grealish is now undroppable because he's been involved massively in 3 goals. So I would start Grealish. And I think that we will win. I'm very confident we will win. I'm not being disrespectful to Ukraine. We're massive favourites and therefore we should win. And also the incentive of winning that game, it will be a bit of a battle in Rome, but the incentive of winning that game brings it back to Wembley for the final and the semi-final. I mean, I'm talking about the final, the semi-final. I'm not disrespecting Ukraine, we should win. The semi-final against Denmark or Czech Republic, I think will be difficult because it's, your one game. We've never been in a final since '66, so there's a psychological barrier there. But we'll deal with that when we beat Ukraine. As for the other games, look, I'm massively excited about the games today. Switzerland was superb, absolutely superb against the French. The football they played was brilliant. And the mentality they showed from 3-1 down, that was over when Pogba scored that worldie. So Switzerland are a very, very good footballing side. Probably one of the best footballing sides in the tournament. So are Spain. Spain are creating a lot of chances. I think Spain are one to watch. They're growing into this tournament. I don't think Spain are good enough to win it. But the thing is, they're in it to win it. And they should beat Switzerland. I'm going to say Spain to win it maybe, I mean, it's hard to know with Spain. They could win it 3-0. I think they'll win it 2-1 and it might go to extra time. I mean, I'm excited about the prospect of extra time in all of these games. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Spain in that. And look, I don't think Spain can win it, but I'd worry about Spain in the final. I think Italy in the final, Belgium in the final, it's going to be a hard game. Spain, I think we'd start to say we're going to win. And I think Spain have had quite a similar tournament to England where they're not really been fancied, but they're just going through the gears. So I'm worried about Spain. I'd like Switzerland to knock them out, actually. But I think they'll win 2-1. And then tonight, Belgium against Italy. I want Italy to win this for a few reasons, really. I don't like the way Belgium play. I thought they sort of shithoused their way to this game, really. Portugal, a little bit naive. Brilliant goal by Belgium and defended really, really well. It surprised me because I think Belgium's defence is their weak spot, but they played really, really well defensively. I don't know whether De Bruyne and Hazard are fit. If they do play, I don't think they'll be 100% fit. I think Italy should have too much for Belgium, but if Belgium approach the game like they did against against Portugal, they might do the same again. I want Italy to win, one, because I think that they play some of the best football. I think they've got some of the best coaching. I think they've got a fantastic squad where there's no superstar in it. They can change their front three. They can take off Immobile, Insigne and Berardi and bring on Bernardeschi, Belotti and Chiesa, and it doesn't make any difference. And the same in the midfield. They've got so many options. I just like the Italian team. I won't like them in the final if it's England-Italy because it's swords drawn, etc. But I would love. That's my dream final. I mean, I love Italy and obviously England's my country. That's my dream final because I just want England to play somebody that doesn't really know anything about the Premier League, and we don't know anything about Italy really in relation. We don't play them, so it would be two different sort of. It's basically Premier League against Serie A, and I would fancy us in that, but. Who knows? But if we play Belgium, we know so much about them, and it's like it could be. Look, that's a long way off. I think Italy will win tonight. Not convinced it'll be done in normal time again. I think we might get another extra time, but I'm going to go Italy with a 2-0 win. I mean, Lukaku is the threat in this game. I mean, look, Belgium played well in the group stage. They might turn up and do quite well, Belgium. So I was disappointed with them against Portugal, but they ground out the result. I think they'll look to do that again. But I'm going to go Italy to win 2-0, which would mean Italy against Spain semi-final, which would be a cracking semi-final. And then that leaves, obviously, England tomorrow, which I'll do a preview about in the morning. But, I mean, I think England will win that. Czech Republic, Denmark. I think Denmark go through. I do. Schick's got a chance of being a Golden Boot winner. 4 goals. Needs 1 more to level up with Ronaldo for Czech Republic. They're good, Czech Republic. That'll be a lot closer game than you think. Czech Republic, Denmark is quite a close game, but I just think Denmark are going to get to the semi-final. They've got that momentum, which would set up. I mean, if the semi-finals are England, Denmark and Italy, Spain, I think we've got a cracking couple of semi-finals there. Denmark are the people's champion, really. After what happened with Ericsson, they've captured the imagination of everybody. England, the hosts. Italy, probably the best team we've seen in the tournament, and Spain just coming through. I think it'd be great. And no France, no Germany, no favourites. It'd be great. Absolutely fantastic. But look, I'm so pleased to have it back. We'll be live again at 4:30 with the watch-alongs and obviously for the 8 o'clock one. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Also, we've got United Stand Picks, which is actually Euro Picks, really. All you've got to do is click the link in the video description. You've got to be over 18 because there is cash prizes we're giving away 12 questions to do with the Italy-Belgium game tonight, like will Immobile score, yes or no. There's a live leaderboard. The people with the most points win the cash prize fund. Links in the video descriptions, as are term and conditions. It's free to play if you've already downloaded United Stand Picks app, which we use on United Stand during the season. But if you haven't got it, just download it, play it. There's also going to be one for the England game tomorrow. So it's basically cash prize fund competition where, you answer questions before the game, put them in, and then during the game you'll see how many points you get based on your answers with a live leaderboard. So check it out in the video description. Make sure you smash a like, subscribe button right hand corner, and as I said, you can play for the Belgium-Italy game through the link in the video description. Details are there. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.